Hi, we're Rambling Backroads. That's Ramblin' Raw. That's me, Backroad Bo. We like to travel, eat, drive, wander, build things. We do what we can to experience all of what life has to offer. Join us as we travel the back roads of life. Let's go.
The truck is outside for the moment. It's not done because I'm finding more things to do to it. But that's not this episode. You'll have to check that out if and when I get the second shop video together for that truck. It's just maintenance stuff, but there's so much rust. Anyway, back to this. What we're doing now. Willy-Nilly is coming in. I'm going to direct her. Ish. Step one to making the Jeep feel better. Got to clean out the inside. It's dirty. What we established last night was it's really dirty. But also that we pulled the wheels on that side because we were told, she was told, by the dealership where she bought this, which is supposed to be reputable, have decent inventory, honest, good, local, hometown dealership. Then she bought this less than a year ago, 20,000 miles ago, and it was supposed to be in good shape. And then she got the 6 oil changes and 3 tire rotations. It was in for the last oil change, not the last time it was in for an oil change, tire rotation. They called her and told her that her brakes were horrendous. Not just, hey, you should look at these. They were horrendous. And we're going to charge her like $650 or something to replace the brakes, presumably pads and rotors all the way around for it. And I said no, because one, I can't see them being that bad. No noises, no pulls, no issues seen with the miles we put on it. And we put 20,000 miles on it in like 7 months or something. And so I said, no, I got a lift, we got the stuff, we'll do it ourselves if they're that bad. But there were no issues, so we're just now getting to the point of doing it. Pulled that side off, they look fine. So unless I have like, unless there's like a sticking caliper or something causing this side to have issues, but they didn't say, hey, you got this one corner, they just said in general. So I don't expect to see anything, but right now we're gonna pull the passenger side wheels off to take a look at the pads and rotors, because these have disc brakes front and rear, so I don't have to worry about drum brakes, which is a good thing for multiple reasons. So that's where we're starting, and then we'll go from there. Just kidding. Next. Alright, now she's pulling the wheel off. Just kidding.
He did it.
Alright, so looking at it, these have, as far as we know, the original brakes. They're like 70,000 miles. There's been no issues. It's been maintained. Rotors are fine. You can feel them front and rear. Looking at the pads look fine. There's no issues. So they are good.
Yay!
Alright, so we're going to pull the caliper off and take a look at the pads. These have bolt here you want to get a wrench on, and then a 13 mil on the back side. Pull that out, make sure you don't lose them.
That's a big important part.
Yeah, and then you have to waste time finding them. Take them.
It's kind of hard to hold a flashlight and a camera.
Is it?
Yeah.
We could put a drop light over here. I do have those. So once you take those out, gently wiggle the
Wiggle.
caliper off, and then you ask your awesome assistant to get you a heavy block zip tie.
Ooh, that's me.
Yep.
I know where those are. I'm waiting for you to ask.
Would you please get me a heavy block zip tie so I can work on your Jeep?
Yep. Not a problem.
No pay
Not
whatsoever?
a problem.
Once you have your heavy zip tie, just run it through the caliper and through somewhere solid. Thus, we're using the coil spring. Because you do not want your caliper to drop. You don't want to pull your hose loose or damage it. And then this will give you a place to put your screws so you don't drop it like I just did. And just drop them in the piston, and it's good until you get back to it.
It's a piston cup.
Kind of. And when you start getting lazy, you get these little bendable, flexible, extendable magnets. That even has a light on it. And then you can reach down and pick up said bolts.
Handy dandy.
Put them in your piston cup. You did what in your cup?
That's bad.
It's on Cars. Cars is a good show. You want to move your pads, so they just kind of gently wiggle them out. And you can see they are unevenly worn versus the other side that did have some more pad life in it. This one is not down to the wear bar or the noise indicator on it. And you can see it still has some life left in it. So it's not new, but it's not bad. And the plan with this, I believe, in the future is next set of tires are going to be larger. And at that time, when we get a little more life out of these brakes, we're going to upgrade the rotors and the pads. So as of right now, these still have life in them. At least the three that we've looked at so far. Before we're done, just so I don't get too far ahead of myself in saying that, because I tend to be wrong once in a while, let's go ahead and pull the back one off, or the inside, and make sure that it's not excessively worn. Because if you have issues in your caliper, if these don't slide, like there's slides here, so when the caliper, like when the pad's released, when you release your brakes, that pulls, your fluid goes back up into the Jeep, which takes the pressure off your pads. They then pull back, so your brakes are no longer applied. If these don't slide like they should, if there's something going on with your caliper, brake hoses here can collapse and cause issues that will make everything wear unevenly. So you just have to listen to what the brakes are telling you. These are pretty good. Since we did not replace anything, we don't have to change anything. Everything's already set. It likes each other, so you don't have to worry about it. When you put new pads on, there's more thickness, so you're going to have to push the piston back into the caliper, which you have to compensate because you're going to have fluid go back up to your reservoir. That'll be later. We'll deal with it. You'll see it. Right now, we don't have to do it because we're putting this right back together. So you just want to cut your zip tie. Take your bolts. Pads are already back on. And it's going to sit back down where it lives. And you can get your bolts going in. And now we'll do the other one. Here at the toy box, believe in knowledge and sharing knowledge and making people better. Especially for power tools.
Give me the gun.
So I'm gonna let her do it. I need my hard hat and safety glasses.
2, 3.
There you go.
Right? Like that?
Make sure it's seated all the way down.
And then I just pull
Make
the
sure it's
trigger.
going the right direction. Did you verify that?
How do I do that?
You asked me.
Going the right direction.
Yes.
And I just pull the trigger.
Hold on to it and then, yep, pull it. Go for it.
No.
Power.
Go.
Alright, it's off, so pull it out. And it'll be in the end of it. Catch it.
And give it to you. And do it again.
Might have to rotate it.
Rotate what?
Like put it up to it. Rotate. There, it drops down. Go for it. Look at that. She's getting the hang of it. 35 years of life and she's getting the hang of it.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. She's not getting the hang of it.
Uh-oh.
Get started. Twist it. Let it sit down in. There you go.
Nope.
It's alright. It's off. We'll get it.
Where's it at?
We'll get it. Do the other two. You're not down. You want to? Yep. There you go. Sit on. Nope. You have to let it sit all the way down. Rotate. Drop. There you go.
Is it out?
Nope. There you go. One more.
Ew, that one's wet. Why is it wet?
You washed your Jeep yesterday.
When?
Yesterday. You weren't all the way down.
Yes, I was.
Didn't sound like it.
That's all the way in, right?
Yep. Really? So, you need to be careful. Even though you take things to dealerships, things aren't always right.
Can I try this one again?
For example, this right rear wheel only has 4 lug nuts. And it's been in for, like, it was sold through them, and it's been in for 2 tire rotations.
Mm-hmm.
And it is missing a lug nut. So, they owe you a lug nut. Let's get the last one off. Get this going. Because I am human and I make mistakes, sometimes it's easy to perceive something with not enough information, so you say something incorrectly. And I like to do that. So I double checked to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind, because I could do that. No, there's only 4 lug nuts on this one. So we're going to call the dealership, see if they'll give you one. Nothing's hurt, everything seems okay. It's just missing a lug nut.
One of the cool black ones.
One of the cool black ones. But you know, we're not going to let that hold us up. Let's take the wheel off and take a look at the brakes. Alright, she wants to do this.
Should I stand up?
It'll probably be easy. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Either way is fine. There you go. Set it down.
Did it!
And roll it over there and just prop against the lift for now. Alright, how does it feel?
Smooth as a baby's butt.
Okay. And how much pad life do we have? These look great. The front brakes do most of the braking, so you're going to see more wear on them typically than the back, which is why a lot of vehicles, mostly the older vehicles these days, have drums on the rear, disc on the front, because they do most of the braking power.
Sturdy.
And what is this?
A hanging bolly.
Also known as a
Doorstop. For
close.
brakes. Tires. Wheels.
A door stop for brakes, tires, and wheels. No. When you hit what?
A bump.
This is a...
Doorstop.
When you hit...
A bump.
And this is a... Ignore the first word.
Stop.
So it's a...
Bump stop.
There you go. The tag is off. The Jeep is up. And we are looking to see what bolts and wiring we have, because this does have
Fog lights.
factory fog lights.
And the new bumper has.
The new bumper has lights, and the new bumper lights should use the same factory wiring plugs. So that's simple, and it looks like we've got 8 bolts. It looks actually pretty simple. It came with instructions, but you know, that's not fun. We're just going to jump into this and see how it goes. So, it's good to wear safety glasses, right?
Oh my gosh, you're bruising already.
It's good to wear safety glasses because things happen. Guys, you know, men tend to not, because, you know, we know what we're doing. And I was making the comment that we should probably wear safety glasses, as a nut went flying through the air and sucked me in the eye. Hard. TKO, yo. And it hurts. But
see.
It's all good. My vision is coming back. And we got work to do. So there's no time for fighting with your merchandise. Fighting with your... Don't fight with your Jeeps. On the off chance that anything happens, be sure to have something cold to put on it, because it makes it feel better. Okay. Always wear eye protection.
Where's your helmet? You literally just
Right here.
walked into the bar.
I'm good. Let's do this. So, with the impact, which is nice to get these loose, the upper and top two on the inside, all the rest of them are easy, nothing to it. These two are hard to get to from underneath. So what we do is pull the filler panel here, and I'm accessing from the inside. They're on pretty hard, so I just got my brake over, got them loose, and I can get the socket on and go from there. Bolts are out. We're always going to grab that side. Everything should be loose. And set it over there, where we're not going to step on.
It's so dirty. Look! It's off!
It is off. So we're going to take this opportunity to clean up a little, make sure all of our connectors and everything are good. Nothing's broken. While we're at it, we picked up a few stock grills. This is what they refer to as the angry grill. Not necessarily mean, just angry. So Jeeps are happy. Jeeps are carpe diem, yo. Jeeps are enjoy life, seize the day, which is carpe diem, yo. And this doesn't do it for our taste. And plus it's getting faded out and kind of not as good looking.
Yeah.
So we're going to switch it back to the original grill, but we're going to have multiple ones so we can change the personality depending on the season or the mood. And we might even have one decorated for Christmas, so we'll see. To do this, there's these little clips. So it's got a little flat spot. So if you're ever doing one of these, switching it on or off, there's these little clips, which aren't a lot of fun. But you just get a screwdriver under and pry them up, and they're across the front. And for reference, so you can see it better, the way these work is the bottom here sits down in the hole, and this top part slides down and spreads that out to retain it. Just a retainer or a fastener. And then to undo it, you just pop the middle part out, the bottom part pulls in, and the whole thing will slide right out of the hole. So you have angry Jeep, and you have incomplete Jeep. This is not the look you want either. It is a part, we checked over, all the electrical connections are good. We cleaned up the lights a little bit. She's going to get some new lights. These are getting kind of cloudy, and she's going to get something a little bit better than the originals anyway. And we've got paint on the grill. It's just going to be temporary. We'll do it better later, but right now, one, we don't have a whole lot of time. Two, it's a little too cool to be laying paint that you care about that much. So we're going to let it warm up. We'll do that on a nicer shot night when we're not leaving in a few days. But right now, bumper.
Bumper. Let's open it.
We jumped forward a little bit, but the new bumper is going on. She's getting those tightened up. New one goes on a lot easier than the old one coming off because there's a lot less bumper there, so everything's a lot more accessible. It's looking pretty good. It's got the LED lights, it's got the winch mount, the fairy lead, it's got the D-rings to go there. Not the highest dollar bumper ever, but darn, it's going to look good and it's going to function well. My phone died, so it went on charge, but we kept doing it. So you missed out on just a little bit. We got the bumper on. The lights, the LED lights came with the bumper, but they were just wires. There were no connectors, so we had to put some connectors on it. We had to cut off the originals that went to the lights in that bumper. Say hi, Tesla. Cut those off, got those new connectors on so the LED lights do work. They have been tested. This is my winch that I've had sitting on the bench.
The winch on the bench. Sorry.
For my Jeep that hasn't actually made it onto it yet. And for the fact that I'm not in need of it and it's been collecting dust, we're going to go ahead and debate whether we're going to go ahead and put it on, but we're at least seeing what it looks like. She's going to wind up buying her own. This one's a 13,000 pound. It's got the synthetic cable rather than the metal cable. Grill, missed that part. Got the grill on, so it's got the original JK look to it now. And we added these plastic stick-on, nothing fancy guards. But if you notice on JKs, almost all of them that have ever had the doors off have a dent here. Now we could have taken it off and fixed the dent. It's not that big of a thing. However, I came up with these guards. So all they're just plastic with a little adhesive strip on the inside of them. I can always take them off. Her original paint is not hurt underneath this. That option is always there, but for right now, we're going to run some guards on it. We may wind up doing another dye on the flares before we go, just to make it look better. These are short-lived. We will be doing different flares probably about the time that we're doing lifting tires. So that's a future video for a future night. I think right now we've got one more brake to put together. We'll go ahead and get the wheels and tires back on it, get it set down on its own, because we don't have anything else we have to do with it on the lift at this point. Past this, we'll be back tomorrow evening to do remote start. We have a tailgate. We have a tailgate table, and possibly mount and hook up the winch that's sitting on the front. And finish cleaning it out and doing the basic stuff. But it should be road trip ready. So let's get some wheels on, get out of here, call it a night. My eye still hurts. So I guess that's what you get for not following your own rules on wearing PPE, personal protective equipment.
Party pooper every day.